So guys, today we have some urgent news coming from Ripple. So Ripple partnered with the Bank of Brazil, but its XRP Payments product is going to actually be having a launch in Brazil, and they're saying it's imminent. So we know we partnered with them, but now we know that they're actually going to be using XRP powered payments. So I'm going to get you guys right into this article. You get all up to speed, know exactly what's going on. Then we also have a crypto hedge fund saying that Ether is more like digital tungsten. So basically what they're saying is that Ether is not as good as Bitcoin, which we'll just go into this and you guys can get some of their opinions, because as we know, there are other hedge funds that are buying up Ether like crazy. So I think it's pretty cool to see a different hedge fund that, maybe isn't buying. And we also have Gemini hiring a Goldman Sachs a former Goldman Sachs, calling him an alumni. And as we know, if you guys watched yesterday's video, Libra put in someone who also formerly worked for Goldman Sachs. So this is yesterday's video where we pointed out. So interesting that Facebook and Gemini are both hiring Goldman Sachs formers. So let's hop into this one first just to get it over with. So Gemini, it has hired a new managing director for its Asia Pacific region. The new hire will head its expansion into Asia, the latest stop on Gemini's whirlwind tour around the world. So this is specifically to expand to Asia, and I think it's specifically for Singapore as well. Fortunes made from reportedly buying up 1% of all Bitcoin in 2013. That's how the winklevosstwins here made their money. They bought up 1% of the Bitcoin when it was super, super cheap. NG brings to Gemini 20 years of experience from the financial sector. He previously headed the Asian division of Swiss capital markets company Leontech and has held positions at Goldman Sachs, Deutsche Bank, and Morgan Stanley. So he seems like a pretty smart guy. If you're working at all those different banks, you have to have some scruples inside of that head. Once NG joins, Gemini plans to get a license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore. Guys, that's interesting because remember, Singapore is like becoming the new tech hub, right? Singapore is very crypto friendly. A lot of crypto startups are going to Singapore. It's kind of like the city of the future, so remember that. Implemented in January, the Payment Services Act provides detailed regulation for crypto firms operating in the region. It also means that crypto exchanges, which were previously unregulated, required licenses. Cameron Winklevoss said in a statement that he looks forward to building a presence in this major fintech hub in the Asia Pacific region with Jeremy leading the way. Gemini was among the first crypto companies to receive a trust license, letting them operate in New York State. All that work has convinced one of the largest investment banks, JP Morgan, to bank with it. Last August, Gemini expanded to Australia. For its Europe expansion, it hired Julian Sawyer, who co-founded one of the UK's most successful challenger banks, Starling Bank. Where will Gemini go next? So interesting, guys. They're hiring an ex-Goldman Sachs. We know that Libra is hiring a guy who also used to work at Goldman Sachs and work at a couple different places. So is Libra and Gemini maybe trying to get a little bit of competition going? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. We already know what happened between all of them with the whole Facebook incident, and I gotta say, I bet with the Winklevoss seeing Zuckerberg step into crypto, it's got to get under their skin, right? Because in their eyes, at least from what they say, Zuckerberg already stole Facebook from him. I think the last thing that they want is for Zuckerberg to now, get a larger market share of a crypto exchange than they will, or get more people using Libra than are using Gemini. I think that's definitely has to be one of their major concerns. And I think they would have to also acknowledge that Facebook's in a great position to get a lot of adoption just simply because they own Facebook and everybody's on Facebook, whereas to Gemini is just an exchange and not everybody's on Gemini. So Facebook has an audience to just leverage this into. So I think that we're going to see cryptos, companies, etc. start racing toward the finish line because things are getting heated up pretty quick. This bull run is coming around the corner. If it does come, who knows? It might all tank down to zero. But assuming it does come, it's right around the corner, and I think you're going to see these companies really push down on the gas hard. With that said, Bitcoin today is sitting at 9,400. Ethereum's at 237. 19 cent XRP, 44 Litecoin, Cardano's at 7 cents, 417 Chainlink. Sorry guys, can't even speak today. Stellar's at 7.5 cents. Let's take a look at Vechain. So wow, Vechain went all the way up to 1.3 cents, and now it's at 0.0095. So it's had a retracement, but it's still up there pretty strong. Congratulations to all you guys holding Vechain once again. Zilliqa at 2.5 cents, and Theta is at 24 cents. Ethereum Green Index, guys, dipped way low. Yesterday we were at 52, and off that little dump, the Bitcoin dumped like what, not even a grand, and we're down at 38. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. As you guys know, I have my orders ready and set to go along this lower trend line here. This is where I'm looking to accumulate, and if it dips below this trend line, guys, it's gonna be like Christmas for me. I'm just going to pack my bag so hard. That's really all I can say. But if it breaks out from here, cool, that's awesome. I'm ready to make some money as well. But if the gods are going to give me an opportunity to buy again, you better believe I am going to jump on that opportunity with full intent. With that said, let's get into probably the most interesting piece of news I have for you today. And hey, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, if you could like it, liking the video would help push it in the YouTube algorithm to more people, and I would appreciate it so much, as I am trying to grow the channel. I won't bore you guys with that much more. So, Ripple's global head of banking says the company will soon launch XRP-powered cross-border payments in Brazil. Delatine says ODL is actively expanding. They say we extend these services now to more and more corridors, typically exotic corridors with lots of challenges, like the Philippines and very soon with Brazil. The Ripple official says the company thinks the COVID-19 pandemic is quote-unquote pushing the agenda of digitization. And guys, I couldn't agree more. You guys watched my yesterday's video. I actually said roughly around the same thing, that people are only inside more and more. They're more scared to go outside because of how all the fear the government's putting in them. It seems like the only thing getting people outside are these riots. People are brain dead addicted to social media. So I mean, I think you're just gonna see people sit in their houses more and more. They're gonna become more introverted, more socially awkward, more getting groceries from Peapod or getting groceries from Amazon. I think people are just gonna really be living out of their houses. I think it's the future, but that's just my opinion. I might be totally wrong. So earlier this week, Ashish Birla, Ripple's Senior Vice President of Product Management and Corporate Development, also touched on Ripple's 2020 expansion plans. She says Ripple is on track to open new ODL corridors this year, and we're onboarding new customers and working with existing customers to ramp up ODL volume in important corridors, including USD Mexican, USD PHP, AUD USD, PHP, and from Euro to US dollar. ODL has already made some splashes in certain avenues of the institutional remittance industry, particularly along the US-Mexico corridor. The payments firm noted in February that it is working on adding new corridors in Europe, the Middle East, Africa, Asia Pacific, and Latin America. Ripple has warned, however, that ODL volume could look different in a world struggling with the pandemic. And guys, I think the reason why Ripple is warning that ODL could look different in a world struggling with the pandemic is because like they truly don't know, like none of us know what's going to come out of this. Like if the whole economy crashes, and let's just say shit hit the fan, like none of this stuff matters, right? Like if the whole world got upside down and shit hit the fan, Bitcoin's going to be worth nothing, XRP is going to be worth nothing, the cash in your wallet's going to be worth nothing. You might as well chop up your credit card. The only thing that's going to matter is beans, bullets, and band-aids, medicines, food, things like that, shelter, security, if something like that happens. So yeah, nobody can predict that what exactly is going to happen. So you can't really blame them for kind of just covering their tracks there, right? Because what we are experiencing right now is newfound history. This stuff has never happened before, and so we're in history in the making. So no one really knows what's going to come out of it. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Before we jump into hedge funds bashing on Ether, if you guys could subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. This sub count here is lagging a little bit, but we are at 600 now. We gained almost 100 subscribers yesterday, so welcome all of you new subscribers. This is a new channel. We're less than 3 weeks old and we're growing exponentially fast, so I'm super excited. So if you're new here and you want to subscribe, go ahead and do it. I bring you guys daily cryptocurrency news, and sometimes I try to bring you guys a little bit of a different video, something entertainment or critical thinking. And if you guys could like the video, that would be amazing. With all that said, thank you guys so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. I'm just excited to keep bringing you guys content without shilling you guys scams. So with that said, crypto hedge fund managers, Ether more like digital tungsten. According to Exponential Investments crypto fund managers, Ether is digital tungsten to Bitcoin's gold. According to a report posted June 11th by Stephen McClurg and Leah Wald of Exponential Investments, they say Ether is a risk-on asset and not a reliable investment as many in the crypto community believe. The fund managers liken ETH to digital tungsten rather than the digital gold, which Bitcoin has come to be known as in some circles, in that token is not stable enough against future purchasing power. Quote, Ethereum does not have one of the greatest value propositions of Bitcoin, and that is predictable scarcity. Instead, the antithesis is the reality. Given Ether's inability to adequately serve as a store of value, it remains a highly risky speculative instrument. Ether traders look to take profit from its subsequent price changes over a short-term horizon. They chase high returns coupled with high risk. Visions of digital ingots dance before their eyes. However, these visions are formed without evidence. Like Ether, they are pure speculation. Wald's and McClurg's remarks come after a PwC report stated crypto hedge fund assets under management doubled in 2019 to 2 billion. 67% of those portfolios included investments in Ether. Grayscale Investments, on the other hand, doesn't seem to agree with this assessment. Cointelegraph reported on June 5th that the firm has purchased 110 million in ETH in 2020. Its Ethereum trust total 290 million as of May 19. So, this is just one hedge fund's take on it. As you guys know, Grayscale is buying up. There are other hedge funds buying up. And if you guys would like my opinion on this, right? I'm not a former Goldman Sachs banker. This is not financial advice. Do not do anything I do or say just because I say it. You got to do your own research. But I think if a bull run comes, Ether is going to it's going to go up pretty high. I think it's going to also participate in the bull run. Now, will Ether be here 10 or 20 years from now? I don't know. Maybe. Whether it is or not, I don't care. I plan on selling my Ether in this next upcoming bull run. And to be honest with you guys, I plan on selling a lot of things in this next upcoming bull run. I'm going to sell my XRP. I'm going to sell my Link. I'm going to sell some Bitcoin, some Ether. And, after that, I'll have all those profits and I'll be able to reinvest on the next bear market because we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We don't know what coins are going to come out with bad news, because sometimes, guys, coins come out with bad news. So when all this stuff blows up on this next bull run, I'm definitely going to be taking profits out of every single coin. I am not hodling for 20 years. I'm sorry, but it's just not going to happen, especially when you can trade these long-term cycles. You can trade the all-time highs to bottoms to all-time highs. So I have some XRP that I'll probably never sell, right? It'll probably just end up going to my grandkids or something, I have some Bitcoin that I'll probably never sell, but I also have a large portion of each of those assets that I will be selling. So that's just my opinion on it. I do think Ethereum is going to go up. This news does not shake me out. I'm still holding my Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to go to at least 5,000. And I think it can get all the way up to about 15,000. And heck, from there, who knows? Maybe it'll challenge what Bitcoin did in the last bull run and hit 20K. I mean, you really don't know. But with all that said, guys, I do want to share with you guys just one last thing. So Christopher Green says his position in XRP is probably too big, but what the hell? It's just funny seeing Christopher Green coming out really in support of XRP, even though he's admitted in the past he doesn't really like it. So he's buying it. He also claims in another tweet that he has 7 figures invested into XRP. So, I mean, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but he is claiming it. And I thought this was funny too from @Blockfolio. It's like the Bitcoin prayer. I take the Bitcoin to be my currency to have and to hodl for this day forward, for bull or for bear. So take that forward, you guys. maybe that's a good, if you're getting shaken up by the market dumping, if you're feeling like you're gonna throw up because Bitcoin might hit $5,000 or $6,000, maybe write that down and take it with you for bull or for bear. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing and liking the video. And with that said, I will see you all on the video tomorrow. All right, guys, have a great day. Seriously.